Hey everyone, welcome to the channel Green Learner. So I hope the previous video gave you the glimpse of what user service is gonna look like. So this video, we are going to focus on the hands-on coding about a specific feature. So you see this diagram, I have explained you this in the previous diagram. If you see the highlighted portion here, so this video is all about hands-on coding about this one. User controller, creating the user into the system and how we can test it with the postman, and then subsequently we are going to add all other features in this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So as always, to create the Spring project, we are at this place, start.spring.io. So here I have to select, configure few things, like we are going to have a Gradle project. The latest Spring Boot version we are going to pick here. And the group name I have to mention here, com.gl. And then user service, name of the service name that I have to give here. And description also you can change, and later on also you can change it. This packaging name you can see here, nothing to do, jar. So I have Java 17 in my system installed, so I'm gonna pick this one. So you can pick accordingly, that's not an issue. So go ahead and add the dependency. So we are going to create a Spring Boot project, a REST based microservice actually. So what is the first thing that it needs a Spring Web dependency. When you have created this endpoint, you are going to have some models, some entities for which you are going to create getter and setter, those boilerplate codes. And Lombok is the one dependency that can help us to help us in writing those boilerplate code at compile time only. So we do not have to do just few annotations. When we have this thing ready, we need to persist this data into the database. For that, we need data JPA. Okay, so what database we are going to use here? I have planned to use the MySQL. So we need the MySQL driver also. So that comes here as well. So I think all these dependencies are the basic one that we need at this point of time. So we are gonna go with this one. Okay, so just uh, these are already added here, so just explore it and see the build.gradle how it is gonna look like. So if you are comfortable with build.gradle, that is fine. Otherwise you can go ahead with the Maven also. Build tool here is not a constraint at all. Okay, so repositories and all the dependencies you can see here: data.jp, starter web, Lombok, MySQL driver is here, Lombok processor is here that we have, and Spring starter test is here. So all the dependencies are here and we are good with this one. So go ahead and download this project and open this in IntelliJ IDE. So or Eclipse you are using, you can open that in that one. That's not. So I have pasted it here. Just extract it and open it in IntelliJ IDE. Okay. So just delete this zip and user service, and I do not want mini folder structure here, so pasting here and removing it here. And this build.gradle I am going to open it with IntelliJ IDEA. So trust this project and open this one. There are a couple of things it is going to ask when you are going to first time open it. It is going to fix you. So it is saying that 17.1 isn't compatible with Gradle 7.3.2. So maybe this thing I have to change. Mm, it should, it's the warning, but I think it should work. Let's see. Let it download the dependencies and do all the things, then we can change the accordingly. So to download all the dependencies that we have mentioned in the build.gradle here, so it is gonna take some time. So I'm gonna pause this video and resume it when all the things are set up, like downloading and all those dependencies. It all depends on the internet connection, how fast that you have. So Okay, so it has downloaded all the dependencies and we can see the project structure, all those things here. This warning that it is giving, we will take care of this in future. If it is going to create some, I hope it should not create an issue. I have already tried this one. Okay, so here the project structure you can see here, and to create we can see the user service application here, this file is Spring Boot application. And the first thing what we are gonna do, first thing we are going to create the user controller. So where it is going to be where we are going to create it, under the package controller. Okay, so we got this file here. Don't ask me again, not this time, we will take care of this one later. So first important annotation is here, REST controller. Okay, so just ignore this one at this point of time. So first endpoint that we are going to create, what name we are going to give it, so it is going to be the post mapping, because it is going to create some resource at the server, so we are going to give it the name post mapping, stp post method. Then user is the first part that we are going to create it, name it user register. It is the name of the endpoint that we are going to give here. And next is name of the method, public. This is going to return the all the user information that we have saved in the database. So this model we are going to create in a while. Register user, and here we are gonna ask with the user information. Okay, and this class, first thing we need this class. So let's go ahead and create class. This is gonna be in model package here, so we will add the attributes here in a while. So first take care of this one. So request body, so this annotation is going to map the whatever postman request you are going to send, that JSON it is going to convert that into this one, and it is gonna map the proper field with this one. So this name, spelling mistake was there, so register, user register. Okay, so this thing, and the job of the controller is to delegate the things to the service classes. So that is the next thing that we are gonna create, private final user service. All right, so this class also we need, so I'm gonna create this one, and this is going to be in the service package. And the first annotation is here with this one is the service annotation, and this service name was the issue, so just rename it. Small spelling mistake here, so refactor with this one with the correct name, because this is the first time we are doing it, so it should be correct one. So user service and user controller, yeah, it's fine. So now it is the next thing we have to instantiate this one, so controller is needed here. So user service, and we have initiated, we have created the constructor and added this in the dependency section. Okay, so the next thing is user service, we have this one, and register user. So what we are gonna pass here, so user this one, and just return this, whatever it is returning, just return that one. So create method, it is gonna create this one. Now we have things in the user service, and user service is gonna need the user repository, which is further going to connect with the MySQL database and store the things in the database. So go ahead and create that final user repository. Okay, so this also user repository, just go ahead and create this one. So it is going to be an interface. I hope by now you know all these things. You should have you may have idea about this one, repository. Okay, this is the interface, and it is going to extend CRUD repository. Yeah, so the first thing user type it is gonna have, and the second, the primary key thing, it is going to have this string. Import the class, which one, this model class here. Okay, and here we have a repository annotation that we are going to put here. So this is the CRUD repository. This is the problem that it is giving. We are going to fix this one. So actually we have mentioned it final here, that is why it is giving us error. So just go to the constructor and add this one here, user repository. It is going to fix this one. Now we have this user detail. So we are going to pass this user to save this user. Okay, we're gonna put some validation also here, but I'm going to do that in a while. So it is going to give me user here, saved user. So return saved user, what is being saved in the database, that one we are gonna return to the client. So here service, and this one, this skeleton is ready. Now the important thing that we need to do here, so user, how many fields we need here. So as I have shown you the user sign up page in the previous video itself, it is gonna need a minimum information that we need to ask from the user. So first thing is the name, second is the email, and third is the mobile number. So email and mobile number can be optional. These are the basic things that we need, and the third thing is the password that the user can use to log into the system. So those fields we are going to add here. So it is going to have ID also, that is going to be the primary key for us. So these are the four fields that we are going to ask from the user. ID we are going to create automatically in the system. And the next thing, when you are storing something in the database, two fields are very important here. Insert date and expiry date, right? These two fields are very important, that in each table we should have, so that we can know when it was inserted, and when we are going to delete something, we are just going to put this expiry date into the system. Okay, so this is going to have the user. We need the getter, setter, and two other methods with this one. So with Lombok we have data annotation, at the rate data, it is going to take care of all the things. It is going to create all those constructor and stuffs for us. The next annotation that we need is the entity. And entity, it's this name is going to have user's name here, that this is the name of the, similar to the name of the table that we are going to have in the system. The next annotation is table. Name of the table is going to, it is not going to be I'm going to name it that users, because it is going to be many users in the system. So this seems to me more meaningful name for the table. So we have created this users, all the attributes, getter, setter are ready here. So user repository, and at this point of time, if I talk about the flow that is coming, when user is going to call the user register, it is going to give me the request body for the user, all the required information here that are here. It is going to pass the information here, register user, repository. This save method is going to take care of saving the details into the database. So that database detail connection information is still missing. Okay, how to do that? So first, before doing that, let's create a table. So that table information, that I am going to create a folder here, so that we can have one place information here. So directory db scripts, okay, and new file. So this is the script that is there for the users table here, so that you can directly use and execute in your system and create this one. So this table I already have created in my system. So the more stuffs that you need with this one, you need MySQL server that I already have installed in my system. You need when you have that SQL server installed, you can open this MySQL client and create the database stuffs. Like if I show you here, so databases, so you can see all these information set. So test and user management is the database that I already have created here, and then you should use the specific database that you need for the microservice, this one. So for this one I have created user management. Okay, and if you next command, if you give it so tables, it is going to show you the table. So first table that we have users. So if I show you this users table, you can see that script that I have shown you, it is the same. ID, name, email, mobile, password, insert date, expiry date, all these things are here. So ID is the primary key, and mobile number and email is the unique one. It is going to be unique throughout the system. That is what we want as per the requirement. Okay, so we have this table created. Now we need the connection with our system to the database. So how we can do that? So for that, we just need to give couple of configuration here. It is going to take care of that one. So as you know, we are very much using YAML file. So I'm going to rename it quickly. YAML, refactor it. Okay. So here, the first thing, few things. So server port, I'm going to change here. So that is by default it is 8080, but I'm going to give it 8081 for our application. So this configuration is about the database connection that is going to help us. So let me explain you. So this is the Spring JPA Hibernate DDL Auto. So as per the, if you know the Hibernate, you know about this DDL Auto. There are different values for this one: none, create, update, or create update. These are the different fields for that one. As per the configuration that we are giving in our application, it is going to do the changes. So for this one, we do not need any auto changes. That is, I have mentioned it as a none. Then the data source, it needs a URL of the application, URL of the database where it is running. So in our case, it is locally. So localhost 3306 and test. This is the name of the database. So user management is the name of the database that I have, and this is the name of the driver. So here is one difference. Actually, if you give it incorrectly, you will get the error in the console log while starting up the application. This CJ is the new com.mysql. This CJ was not in the previous versions of the MySQL driver. So if you get this exception, try to change this one, this driver class name here. This is what I got while executing this one. Then the name, username that you set while setting up the MySQL server. So I usually I have set it root and tiger. So that is what I'm giving you. So if you get the connection issue, just look for these details like username, password, and this URL is correct or not. Okay, so this is going to make the connection with the MySQL. So that is established here. So now coming to the controller here, and coming to register part here. So need to complete few things. So I have got the user here. So user is going to give us the detail about how many details it is going to give us. So if I show you the table, name, email, mobile, password, it is going to give us. So insert date and ID we have to create it. So let's go ahead and create that. So user dot set insert date, so current date, put it here. Then user dot set ID. So I'm gonna it should be unique always. So you can have any mechanism to create some ID. So you can have a counter for that ones, but in distributed system, counter is not a good way to use it. So UID is the one way that we can use. So random UID and then convert it into string. So it is going to give us always the unique ID for every row that we are going to have. So insert date and ID. And the next thing is that you got the user password, right? So user, whatever you are going to get it is going to have a plain text password. If I show you user.get password, it is going to give me the plain text password. This password, how to store the password in the database is a complex mechanism. You cannot store that in the plain text in the system, right? So you remember, if any of the banking application or sort of anything that you are using, so if you forgot that password, even if you call to the customer service or anyone, they cannot tell you that exact password, because it is not stored as a plain text anywhere in their system. It is you who is the user that knows that password. If you have forgot that one and cannot recall that one, there are mechanisms to reset that password, but you cannot know that password, you have forgotten that one. Okay, that is the main thing. So that is why we cannot store the plain text password, we have to convert it into some secure formats. That is what we can store it. So that security mechanism, what are the best practices, that is a separate discussion that I'm going to cover in this next video immediately, because it is something needed, it is an important discussion that we are going to cover. But for now, just keep it simple. Okay, so I'm just going to store it a plain text as of now for this user create flow, but it is not need, it is something that we must not do, and no one does this one. So wait for the subsequent videos. In the final one you will get the proper with secure mechanism code. Okay, so for now, just keep it as it is, that we are gonna store the password also in the same way. Set id, and we have done this one, and there is also some sort of validations, right? So if user dot get mobile equals to null, and user dot get email equal null. So this is something, we need one of these fields, whether mobile number or email. Otherwise, throw an exception and ask the user to enter at least one of these details. Okay, so we need to throw an exception here. So throw user, so we can put it in a bracket so that anyone know that one of these field is missing. Okay, and just create this class here. So exception, and yeah, just get name. So we are gonna have a proper exception handling for this one. Don't worry about that. So throwable, it is something checked exception that we do not want. We want the runtime exception only, so that it can be taken care, like it is not going in the call stack that we have to take care. Okay, so user data validation, this get mobile and this has been taken care. This was something that was mandatory, and you can put other validation also, like username you can add here. So I'll add that in the code itself, but for now just keep it this one. Password, that is also mandatory field, so you should put all these fields, but this is something that I have put another validation that I can add here. So we are going to take that in a separate video in subsequent one that I'm going, but for now just live with this one. Coming to, let's see whether this flow is complete or not. We have this user controller, register user, flow is gonna come here, so it is going to check if it is or not. It is gonna add these fields, user repository, and it is gonna save that, and that connection also we have established. So I hope we have a working model created as of now. So just start this application and see if it is working properly as expected or not. Okay, so user service application, and just start this one. Okay, so hopefully we should see the working user create user register application. So if I show you the data in this users table as of now, it is empty. Okay, so it is empty as of now. Okay, select start from users, empty set. So yeah, it created a problem. So invalid source release, it's saying. So let me check the configuration here. I think I know the problem here. So IntelliJ settings. Oh no, this one, project structure. Go to the project structure and see. Yeah, here is the problem. So you have this one 11 and select this one Java 17, and it is going to work fine for us. So this by default it picked actually 11, so that is why that was creating the problem. So apply it and pick it. Okay, so I hope it should work now. So just start it. So this Java version, if it is still creating problem and you want to move back to 11, you just come to the build.gradle and you can change this to 11. So that will work properly. But it's good that you know that what error it is giving. So when it is started properly, we are going to use the Postman. So I hope you all are aware about all the Postman things that are here. So I have downloaded it this version and created the account. So we are going to have a mini endpoints in this one. User register is one of these one. I was testing this. I have created these fields here. So I'm going to create a collection of this one and going to share that in the repository itself. So it is easy to do, like you do not have to create these user fields and all user request information and request body. So still it is creating link is error something. So maybe if I restart the id, that is gonna fix that linkage error. But let's try another way, that we have Gradle clean build and then we boot run this application. Okay, we got the error, but this time it is the different one. So entity manager factory bean. So no identifier is specified for entity model.user. I think this entity needs one ID, right? Because without ID cannot work. It need that. So that annotation I was missing. Try this one. So there are many errors that are coming. So maybe it's from after a long time I have started doing hands-on and this kind of thing. So that is why these small things are being missed here. Yeah, it started now. Yeah, you can see 8081 and it started the application. So linkage error and all those things are like temporary thing that should not come in your case. So our application is now running properly. So go to the Postman here. So here I already have this user register endpoint. Let me tell you about this user service. So these are the environment variables in the Postman itself that you can create. These are very handy. So as earlier I had configured with the port 8080, but I need to change that one. So how to do that? So if you click here and you come here, so this is the thing that you have to edit here. So 8081 and current value, both of these things, it's 8081. Okay, so just save it. Okay, and remove it, and if you hover this here, you can see the current value here. So user register is here, and under the request body you have to give the user JSON here. So we have name, we have password, we have email. These three fields are mandatory one. If I show you that, so we must give email or mobile, both of these, one of these are mandatory, we can give both, not an issue. Password. So let's try with the minimum informations that we wanted. So just send this. Yeah, this is the first application we are building, so it is gonna give us more error, but it's good that errors are coming. Could not extract result set. Error performing load command. Oh, it's saying expiry date is missing. Expiry date in field list. So let's check the table. We have insert expire. So column name was the problem here. So whether we can rename the table or we can change the application. So it's good to change the code here. So I'm going to expire date. So it is like expire underscore date, right? So I'm going to restart the application here. Yeah, just clean it, CLS, and so this is what happens when you are running the first application anywhere, local system, company or something. So first time setup takes very much time. a server starting, some environment issues, these are like inevitable to come. So once it is started, it is very easy to, we can focus on the business logic, and it is very easy to add more codes. So postman, and here we are going to add here, hopefully it should work this time. It should work here. Yeah, we can see here it is working, right? So id we did not give here, but we are getting here because that was created at runtime from the system itself. Name, email, mobile, all the things you are getting, all these fields are saved in the database itself. Like password also, this is not the practice here. Like you stored that password in the database. If I show you the table here, now you are getting the id and password plain text. It's a big no. Password must not be in the plain text. I'm gonna explain that in the subsequent videos. But the main target that we wanted the user to register with the system, we got that working here. All right. And we store, there are many things to do with this one, like update, validation, exception handling, and field validation. Whether if you are missing this password field, let's see if you're missing this password field here, and try to add this user. Try to add this. Actually, it is going to give error itself because email id is something that is unique in the database table, so it is going to throw an exception. So just change this one. It is going to accept that value. We have not entered the password, still it is allowed to give allowed to register the user, but these are the mandatory details that we have to fill. So these are the these problems that we are seeing. This is the topic of the next video. This is something which we are going to take care in the next one. So first is that all the field validation that we are putting here, so it is very easy to do. There is one library that we can use. So we are going to put some annotations here, validation annotation here. So if you want to watch detailed video about the validation, I already have created a playlist about that. These two topics I'm going to explain in the next video. Subsequently, there are many to-dos as of now here. We have working server microservice here, but subsequently there are many features to be added. First is that this password that I got here, like, so I have to change this password. So let me give you just the glimpse of that one. So user dot set password, so I cannot pass that password here. So secure, maybe this method we are going to have secured password, and here we are going to pass the plain text password, and we are going to create a method to create that secure password here. As of now, just for compilation, just give it here. This is going to be there. So the the password is coming. We are doing something we are doing. We are converting it in some secure hashing function or encryption method. We are going to use that one. And going to change that string plain text. So that is we are going to store, and when we are retrieving that, there also has to be a mechanism so that we can match that password. So all those discussions are pending, and I'm going to cover in the subsequent videos. So but the immediate video that we are going to see is about this one, exception handling and request validation. So that is also the very important part. So that annotation and all those things I'm going to add in the next video. So the next thing, how you can get this code, that is also very important. So I have as you know, the GitHub repository, all the code is there already. Yeah, if you open this project store here, you can see the online shopping portal. You open it and you will see the admin server and product is already there. These services are ready. So product, I'm just gonna push here so that you can take reference from there. So GitHub desktop is something that I'm using. So microservices, this PPT is also going to be there, that you can take reference from there. So scripts, diagrams, whatever I'm creating, it is going to be there. So initial user service code. Okay, so let's commit to master. I'm the admin of this one, so I can commit, but ideally we should not do that in the master. So because we should create a feature branch, and then subsequently we have to merge that one. So if you're working in a company, so you won't be having a permission to commit something directly in the master branch, but here I have permission, and it's like more easy and quick way to do that, so I'm doing that. But don't do that, it is not allowed in companies. So put some description if you want, otherwise you can just put it and post this information, and it will be available on the GitHub. So buying now, when you're watching this video, you will be able to see the the code also. If you clone this one, you will be able to find this user service here. So DB script, diagrams, and all those things that I explained in the previous video, I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so this video gone very long, so because the initial setup and all those things needs time, and I wanted to show you live in the video that what problems and all those things we can face. So you can face more problems or even less problems, it depends person to person. Okay, so thanks for watching this one. So if you found this video useful and informative in any way, please do consider those couple of buttons, like, share, and subscribe. So thank you for your time. See you in the next one. Bye bye.